Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next part of the DEI Cimmeria campaign. We are back once again with the war against Rome has heated up. Pergamon is being pushed quite deeply. The majority of Asia Minor, of the territories, not majority, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost half of their territories in Asia Minor have been conquered, with Pergamon itself looking pretty close to being conquered. However, Dessos was just taken by Pergamon's navy, Poseidon's chosen, so there is a pretty good chance that we can keep them alive. It looks like the Legio 12, Minerva, might be heading north to take Dessos, but they're going to have to face a little bit of a threat in their path, and that's going to be the wings of Pegasus, ready to stomp them into the ground. Hopefully that will work in our favor. And meanwhile, the Roman mercenaries need to fall back to Tarsus in an attempt to try and rest and recover from the initial assault against outside Nicomedia, where we did take out one of the legios of Rome. However, I think, this one right here, completely demolishing the army, and we were about ready to take Nicomedia, but unfortunately, Legio 3 Italica came up to reinforce them, and we had to flee, because while we could have taken the settlement, we likely would not have won the battle just with how damaged our men are. While there's still some healthy units there, I would not really recommend it against the full-size Roman juggernaut. So that's why we're falling back right now. I think that's pretty nice is that actually Nicomedia here, which is the capital of the Bithynian Pontus, if we had been able to take that would have actually secured this entire province except for Sinope for ourselves. But unfortunately that is not to be. We have armies over here moving around, moving these guys over to join with the Ares Dread to essentially try and move the army. Why? How do I close the why? There we go. And to basically eventually make their way over here. While the brave companions in the other army make their way over, we do quite desperately need to get our armies in a position to start threatening Rome before Rome threatens us. We did take Tyros away from the Romans with the centaurs, quite easily in fact, securing that kind of region here. We will need to move north in order to try and, we'll need to now move the centaurs northwards to try and take the fight to Asia Minor with this army. We could try and break out to Salamis. My only concern with that is if there's a Roman navy here, this army will be completely wiped out. And I don't think Salamis is worth that risk. So right now, until we can push Rome safely outside of the Eastern Mediterranean, we're going to be more focused on fighting in Asia Minor and pushing them away. Ideally, Pergamon is able to kind of push back against the enemy and take the fight to them. But that is not likely to happen. Right now, Pergamon has no full provinces left anymore. That's one reason why I'm disappointed that Side was taken by Asgarta, my ally, because that means that Pergamon will not have any full provinces. Because unless I basically just decimate these cities and do not take them over myself, Pergamon's not going to have anything. Looks like we have some agents to upgrade. Let's see, Empire maintenance is perfect. Culture conversion I do like, so let's do that. Let's see, food. Empire maintenance is perfect. I like it. Oh, that's pretty interesting. -1 Empire Reformer, but -1 Public Order. What's Public Order like? It's actually pretty good right now. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. good there now. Looks like the situation here is still pretty stable. You know, Pura and the Cambodias aren't killing each other. Cambodias is now friendly once again with Bactria, if I remember correctly. Bactria. Yeah, they're not at war with them, but they're not too friendly with them. Meanwhile, Bactria's still with my own allies. However, they do have mutual allies, so I would like to believe they might become friends in the future, but that could be a long ways off if I'm being entirely honest. The Getae, thankfully, haven't actually been aggressive to me yet, so it's a kind of a situation where they're not threatening me, but they are a problem. Looks like we now have a real risk of succession, so we're going to so I'm going to secure that loyalty to try and make that work out. We have started to regain our influence. We are back to being admired, which is exactly what we needed. If we get back to beloved, that would be awesome. Though I do like admired. Admired has more tax, which means we make more money as admired. But more public order for beloved. We do get bonus diplomacy at beloved. We have better research rate. It's easier to do political actions. So I think, honestly, beloved and admired, staying in that range is the ideal. Looks like the Phanagorian nobility have grown to 35% influence, which honestly is amazing, while the Pontiac and Tanakh nobility have basically zero nobility. 1% for the Pontiacs and 4% for the Tanakh. So it's, I like it. I find it funny how the one that's our biggest threat is actually the one who is the least likely to is also not going to succeed from me. We do have to very much keep a close eye out on them. Well, that's interesting. I didn't notice that there's little things like this. So so each leader also has their own thing. That's all interesting. I did not know that was a thing. So the Pontiac nobility really liked me because whenever I capture enemy settlement. So they really do like when I go to war. Well, I think we're to end turn here. While I could do more, I think this is for the best. Maybe, can I gift somebody to give some loyalty? Tanyak. No, the loyalty's too low, so I'm not going to bother with that. Alright, let's end turn then. Our income has gone up a little bit, which is nice. We do not need a civil war to break out right when we're going to war with Rome, the biggest empire besides our own. I think I'm not sure how big Egypt is in comparison, but Rome is definitely quite a tough foe. Looks like they might take side next, which is, again, amazes me that Asgartha did not choose to defend their holdings in Asia Minor. Maybe it was too far away for them, but Egypt wants military access, but I'm going to say no. I see no need to give them military access. Looks like Egypt is actually, on top of being at war with Rome and Macedon, they're also having trouble in the Arabian Peninsula. I guess they're trying to conquer that for themselves. Very interesting indeed. Dalmate setting an agent. What is the agent going to try doing? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. So, because we have two bigots as two party leaders, I wonder if that might be one problem with our loyalty. Because we conquered a lot of new territory where our culture is not dominant. That could be why they're suffering so much loyalty right now. One of the problems of world domination. Faction joins the enemy. Saldanez. I don't even know who you people are. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go all. Let's see. Let me see if I can even find out who these people are in my. Oh, they're like the tiny little people. Looks like whatever she did didn't seem to do anything. So at least there's that. Oh yeah, as military observe an attempt, but they failed. So we're going to take Antheia, thus cutting off, like, the Romans' land advancement, at least, somewhat. What is the naval... These guys are still kind of blocking that area, but they're not blocking our imports, which is good. It looks like they're trying to take side, and they will take it. That's a pretty sizable army. We could try and, you know, attack them in the back, but I'm also kind of hopeful for the Romans... I mean, not the Romans, the, Burgonese to do it. So I'm going to stay here for now. I'm going to then fortify... Oh, no, I went to... Oh, good, I didn't go too far. I'm going to fortify stance and just let these guys rest and recover a couple of turns in friendly territory. We'll have to keep an idea. If side is taken, that means Tarsos will then become vulnerable for enemy assault. However, we do have this army coming up from the south. The Centaurs will be able to kind of deal with that, as you might know. Let's see. You have an Agora here. My only assumption, because of the high banditry, I was going to build something to counter said banditry. So is there anything else that stops banditry? Let's see. Besides that, I think you cause banditry in higher levels. You're just public order, but I don't think public order is a problem. Now, it looks like banditry is the supply pits. We're going to build that supply pit. It's going to reduce our food eventually, but it will at least assist us in that respect. We don't really have any farming. So the supply pit bonus to agriculture is not really going to do anything. It's almost entirely just for the banditry reduction, because we apparently can't build some of the other Agora buildings in here that I built in others. So let's see. Is it like I forget how to get to like the information page, but it's fine. Yeah, I wanted to build this one. This is also a local Agora, but I guess it's a different kind of Agora, which is why we're able to build this here, but not elsewhere. What was I going to build you? Probably a healer. That's what I'm going to assume. Yeah, 61%, 61%, 61%. Now the process is slow going, but it is happening. By how much though? Let's see. Yeah, it's quite rapidly increasing. We'll just have to... Those bigots will just have to wait. Alright. Let's keep the armies moving. We like to move it, move it. We like to move it. Alright. The Odysseus Wanderers are on their way. We'll see how helpful our allies are. They do have to cross the entirety of our empire to reach to assist us. It's kind of one of their problems. So what does Winter Reserves do? I guess it's just more money. I don't really... I mean, I do have buildings that help me with money, but I do kind of need food. It's just a balancing act. Let's see. How positive... It looks like you can handle it. It looks like both of them would cause problems anyways. Let's start getting more food built up, because we are starting to change a lot of our buildings from food producers in other regions to other things that we're also building a little bit more food-reliant buildings. We still only have the one, military province that is being Syria, but that does not mean we do not have problems elsewhere. Honestly, once we conquer a region in the north, I plan on, maybe a Getae province. I do plan on taking over a region, maybe turning that. I'll take it.
I am the honest servant of divine Pharaoh in this matter.
The defensive alliance is fine with me. That means that our southwest border is not going to be a problem for the duration of this war. It will mean that if we do, make it into a military alliance with Egypt, then that will mean we become besties. By becoming besties, I won't have to actually conquer them. Let's see. Asgarta moved their army away, and naturally they lost the territory. That's kind of a thing that happens when you don't have an army defend your territory, but who am I to tell Asgarta what Asgarta needs to do, right? So we've got a foreign trader. I do like that. Let him trade. I like money. Money is good. Let's start securing loyalty in factions now. With our current money. That way we don't have to worry about any civil war. We need to make sure our influence doesn't drop at all. In fact, I'm tempted to actually gather support. It will further reduce the loyalty of these guys. However, it will make us so that we are reliably in the admired category. We need to make sure we at least have the majority support in our endeavor, after all. We're going to send you guys to the Getae. Honestly, I want to conquer... If this region is like... I want to conquer this region and make this one my northern battle area. Because it's like in the mountains, so it's like a really cool... I think it'd just be kind of a cool place. Honestly. I think, you know... Alright, Antheia. We finally arrived. Apparently the game thinks it's going to be the easiest battle in the known world. And I'm honestly... I agree with them. This will be a pretty easy battle. Part of me wants to fight it up. I'm worried I'll take more damage if I don't, but well, I don't know. I haven't really fought Illyrian footmen before. It'd be kind of interesting to try, but I guess, let's see, how many are we going to lose? 15% of our men? Let's just fight it. We cannot afford in this war right now, at this stage of the war, we cannot afford 15% of an army right now. There are a lot of Roman armies right now. We need to make sure every one of our armies is able to take on multiple armies and take settlements for us. So we're going to have to fight this one out. Make sure the enemy knows that we are not to be trifled with. So we definitely want the most open entryway, which is right here, to be our primary thing. The enemy might actually choose to come out and attack us. So that way we don't have to bother with attacking them, but who knows? Let me move our hoplites, given that nice little gap thing here. Admittedly, hoplites are very weak to the flanks, so that's one reason I'm the biggest fan of this idea, but it might be for the best. That's why I'm also trying to make sure that our spearmen are also in the nice flank. These war dogs aren't as fancy of an idea as I was hoping. They're interesting, but I feel like there could be more useful units in an army than them. Of course, the baggage train will do what we usually do. I would actually like 3 of you guys like up close, maybe. And you guys a bit more on the flanks. I think that would be honestly a nice thing for archers. Actually, no. Let's do 2 in front, 2 right behind, 2 behind, and then 2 on the flanks. I like that formation. That looks like a nice, solid formation. So the enemy is playing defensive. So we do know that is going to be the case. The enemy is defending, and they're not likely to attack us. It would be kind of foolish in my view, but who knows what the AI is going to do. So these are Illyrian footmen. Look kind of interesting, guys. Honestly, I want to play Illyria, even though I know they have one of the hardest starting positions. But you know, I like a challenge, but part of me is also like, is it too much of a challenge? It's a very minor set. It's like it starts with a minor settlement surrounded by enemies, and it's like I feel like that the hardest one for that one is actually starting like your advance. Our archers have such good range. Like late game archers, man, are beasts. Hoplites are a little bit slow compared to archers to get in position, but that's alright. They're not designed to be fast, they're designed to be strong. Looks like they might be in range of some of our archers. Yeah, they're going to start firing. Let's see if that forces the enemy to start moving. Let's find out. We're at least offering up their initial front line, which is good to me. I'm going to start moving up now. I'm going to take the front position there, let my arch hopefully give us a nice position. Let me get my war dogs in a little bit more up. Cav a little bit more up. The enemy doesn't have any, well, I was about to say doesn't have any spearmen, but has very few spearmen, which does mean that our cavalry can really charge the flanks without too much difficulty, considering the entirety of the enemy's spear infantry is centered in the middle, which means we could very easily just charge this front with our guys if we wanted to. But as I said, I want to limit the amount of losses we take, so we're definitely going to be focusing on the purity of our own archers to try and win this battle as... Oh no, oops, wrong units. Oh, no, wrong units. A little bit more. A little bit more. Our hidden units have been discovered. I didn't really even realize I was using any hit units to be hidden. But the more you know, I guess. I'm running like the... There we go. Now, we are very firmly up, which means our archers should hopefully be able to fire at anything that I want them to. Completely decimating even more of the troops. We're taking a slow and steady the battle, so I apologize if it's a little bit more of a boring battle, but as I said, we kind of need to be a bit more strategic in this battle if we want to make sure we maintain our lead in this war. The enemy's attacking, so I'm actually going to start playing the battle. And I'm going to start now engaging my dogs and my horsemen to try and engage the enemy. As things stand, I would actually prefer our archers to focus a bit more on the back line than right now than where they are firing now. So I'm going to tell you guys to focus there. We've unleashed the hounds of war! Now, what this does mean now is that my hoplites can now be engaged in the battle by essentially flanking the enemy. Which I'm quite happy about. Alright, now I'm going to start. Once that guy gets engaged, my guys will be officially able to wipe the floor with them. My war dog boys doing a good job. And now I can start getting them in the back. The enemy has done exactly what I wanted them to do. They've turned this into a defensive battle for me. Oh, you guys are still firing where you're not just firing the wrong spot. That's fine, I guess. Now we're going to rear charge them. They're going to break due to army losses because they just got obliterated. And we suffered barely any losses. We lost 17 men. And I wonder how many of that, well, let's see, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10... 15, 16. One of those 17 apparently was self-inflicted. And look at our archers. All of them got at least 100 kills. One of them almost reaching 200 kills. That's a sign of power. Strength. Our dogs even got a nice amount of kills, which I'm surprised about. A hoplite dominating. Yep. Perfect. The one that got barely any kills is probably just the one that was sitting in the flank. I'm surprised I got any kills, considering that's not the purpose. 15% my butt. I'm gonna. I could raise it, but I'm just gonna occupy it. I'm gonna. I don't want this to be a fishmonger, but I can't afford to convert to what I want it to be. I'm gonna go for a reduced banditry building, and I'm going to convert that to something else later. We have conquered. There's a Roman army right there, but I'm not too afraid of them if I'm being entirely honest with you. These guys are going to be ready in one turn. Like, while that guy's going to take 2 turns to be ready, this army will be good enough in 1 turn. Side has an army garrisoning it, but I'm quite confident that I'll be able to just walk in, slap that Roman army around, and we'll take Side for ourselves. Pergamon is still being held by Pergamon. So I'm tempted not to take side. I'm thinking I'm going to sack side, leaving it open for Pergamon to take, while we are basically, with the Roman impersonators, protecting Antheia, where Pergamon is trying to make their new army. Well, it looks like there's 2 more league. Oh my god. Antheia might be a bit more of a death trap than I thought it was going to be. We need to start moving this army ASAP. We cannot force march, however, so we're basically moving this army as fast as we can right now. Now, we may have taken Antheia, but Antheia is about to have to suffer from multiple enemy incursions. I definitely want the quartermaster. We need that ammunition for our archers to help hold this settlement. Then I'm gonna just go into demolishment mode in that settlement. Worry about building up later. Man, we've taken that. We need the Fires of Estois here as fast as they can make it. I just realized that this army doesn't actually have any spearmen. Oh no, yeah, this is the one where I have the horsemen for that. Never mind, okay. I was scared for a second, but thankfully I didn't have to be scared. Who are you? You must be the Odysseus' wanderers. Otherwise, wait, no, why would you be there if you're the Odysseus? I guess maybe that's the fastest way to where I told them to go. Very strange is all I can say there. I recorded this video basically the night before it's set to upload, but I think I should have time to record it. Yep, as I suspected, we are going to have to hold our new holdings from 2 Roman armies, and we have started now. We're starting to see Roman legionnaires. Looks like after the start of this battle, Rome has gotten a lot scarier now. All of a sudden, this is where our ability to hold and win this war is going to be decided. The Wings of Pegasus. It's one of our newer armies, I should say. It doesn't have many traditions. The general doesn't have many accolades. However, it is a very well built army. The only weakness I could say in this army is the fact that it has warhounds instead of elephants. But warhounds still have their place if you can get them into a nice position. The enemy does not, at least in this initial army, I don't think they had many in the second army either. They don't have many missile troops, which means they're all going to be funneled into the choke points where our hoplites are strong. Sadly, we have the garrison's very weak, but I think we can defend these choke points a lot more effectively than the enemy can take them. So the enemy has cav, I think, yes. Oh, very few amounts of cav. So what we need to do is we're going to use these barricades to try and basically reduce the amount of ways the enemy can come in. We definitely want to block off not ideal ways. I'm trying to think about the best spots to kind of block off the enemy, or at least slow them down. Maybe I'll slow them down on this flank, because they're less likely to go this way, but there is a chance. And because of that chance, we're going to be a little bit careful. They're probably going to go on this side the most, which means we need to be kind of careful. But they might still come on this side a little bit as well. So let's see. We just have to be very careful not to actually set off our own traps. If the Romans come this way, I think we're going to have to hold this corner here. And honestly, it might be the most ideal thing to do. So what we're just going to do is, in case the enemy cav decide to go this way, we're going to troll them there. I do not want to cut this off because it's a way that I can make use of. That's one reason why I'm like, I don't want to completely cut off certain avenues for the enemy to come in. I'm going to put caltrops. Part of me wants to set up caltrops. Part of me is like, oh, that could bite me in the ass later, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Now that we have the barricades in place, hopefully, I don't expect enemies to really come this way. So honestly, I probably shouldn't even use barricades right there. I should probably just put them right here just to like troll the enemy a bit more in case they do choose to make that one of their avenues. Alright, so what we're going to need to do is make really good use of our hoplites and how strong they can hold a choke point. We have 4 of them for a reason. That means they can hold several choke points on their... That means we can have them hold different choke points. We do have one problem, however. There is a weakness in our lines that the enemy might just exploit. So we're going to have to be very careful here. This is going to be our center. We're going to have enemy like units who are able to kind of reinforce that position. But here we have one flank. We have a little triangle box here, so if the enemies come in, we're going to try positioning our archers to here and there to try and fire into them. The area over here is going to be a bit more standard. It's going to just have to be a bit more standard. Part of me doesn't want to be this far up. The reason I kind of don't want to be this far up is the enemy archers have perfect shot over here into our flanks. And also, the enemy could flank around here if they want. So we're going to go back here. That way we can make use of this opening ourselves. It does leave it open for the enemy to make use of. I think it's a little less of a concern. Let me move the rest of the army away. I think I'm a little less concerned about the enemy making use of that than I am them using this opening. Because we can use our own cav to flank the enemy here if they choose not to do so. So it's kind of a risk versus reward situation. I guess I need to use all of you guys, don't I? These guys are again not very strong, but hopefully the brunt of the damage will be going on these 2 guys who are in the center. But again, there could be a chance that these guys will be pressured. So that's those guys decided and where they need to go. Rampoas are definitely ideal as a flanking force. Let's see, baggage train. I don't know where I'm going to put you. I think I'm going to leave you over here. For now, we'll find a place for you. We want 2 of our cav over here. So I want them to be very easily be able to go out and flank and hit the enemy from the rear. That's what I want them to be able to do. However, the stakes are honestly actually going to be more of a problem for us than them at that point. Let's put some spikes right there. That way we can make use of this flank that I want to. But the enemy does choose. Let's see. Let's use this to help break up any charges. So the enemy's about to charge in. We're going to put these right in front of them just to slow down their charge. Hopefully weaken it somewhat. Making it... What the... Okay, that's a bit weird. But anyway, that's fine. Hopefully that will help in that respect. Let's see. Rampo Warriors. We're basically going to assign 1 to each flank to assist. Same thing we're going to do with these spearmen. We're going to have one of our units of spearmen here, another unit of spearmen kind of here. The objective of these guys is going to basically be trying to support wherever there's going to be a hole. There is a bit of a gap right there I'm not a big fan of, but I don't really think there's anything we really do about it. Is there? I think that's the best we're going to be able to do. Alright. My general and the other horsemen kind of want to put over here. Looks like we do have one last unit of hoplites I missed. So we're just going to plop him in this group here in phalanx formation. There we go. That will help cover that small little gap there. Alright, now for archers. You guys are very squish. And you guys aren't very good, but we can make use of you guys when the time is right. So I'm going to let you guys be more focused on getting in the right place at the right time to use your meager resources. Now my step archers. We're going to need to basically position you guys in the most ideal position to punish the enemy. Let's see. We just got to use you guys like a bit more standard than I would have wanted to, but I think they'll have to do. Okay. I think that's the best we're gonna get. Alright, let's get this party started. Guard mode. Our general's doing a speech. Well, General, we shall see if we shall live to see victory against 2 legions of Rome. Looks like the missile cav are moving up. They're going to somewhat avoid the caltrops, but not entirely. Oh! Yep, some of them got caught by the caltrops as they fired into my men. But those guys looks like they're going to go straight through, unless they're going to do a quick avoiding as well. But they're getting hit by our archers as they're going through, and they're slowed down by going through their own men. Looks like, yes, we did catch a couple of them with the caltrops, killing them. However, they've also taken out those caltrops as well, making the way more open for their allies and patriots. They charge through the stakes and the spike traps there, taking out a decent chunk of them, but that should hopefully have taken out a few of them as well. Yep. And then the stones are doing exactly what I was hoping they're going to do, breaking the enemy's charge a bit. Again, that's not that one. That's the other thing that vibrates. And that's not meaning my iPad. Those of you with dirty minds. Looks like the enemy is focusing on that flank a little bit, which means we have to be very careful here. We're going to pull back our horses here. Looks like we won't have to worry about this flank too much. And more about this flank. We're definitely going to need to focus fire on these enemy horse archers right here. Once these are wiped out, it looks like the entirety enemy hammer is going to come up across this flank. The enemy general is down. Looks like the enemy was trying to do an interesting charge there, but it did not end up working out for them. Looks like our hoplites are holding strong for now. These guys have taken some damage. I wouldn't be surprised if a decent amount of these might be self-inflicted by our own archers, but what can you do? They're the best we got. And these guys are already getting a nice amount of kills already. Alright, these archers are now just wasting ammo. Stop. Alright, we're going to get more crossfire here against the enemy now with these guys. Looks like we did successfully hold this flank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this unit and I'm going to start moving him where he needs to be. And that's over here behind these hoplites. In an attempt to make sure that I'm going to separate you off from the rest of this group. You are now group 2, and I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave these guys here for now, and just have them hold this flank for now. We'll need to maneuver our cav into position here, so they can get into the fray. We may lose a couple guys to the caltrops, so we need to be very careful about that. You're doing good so far. You're doing good so far. I'm going to move you over here to try and make sure that guy dies. We have someone strong to help fill that flank as well. You guys are doing very good so far. My Thracians are actually taking a bit of a beating, but no helping that. as things stand, these are getting a respectful amount of kills, but not as many kills as I might expect considering that massive blob of enemy troops. Let me try making use more use of that concentrated fire to try and weaken the enemy. Honestly, let's migrate these guys right there. Honestly, we might not even be able to afford to leave this guy over here. I think I need to migrate him over. At least a little bit closer to the fight. These guys are moving around a little awkwardly, which is going to cause them to take some more damage than I would like, but oh well. Concentrate fire on that giant blob of enemies. This is where the might of hoplites is going to be what makes the difference here. Look at all of this big mass of troops. They're honestly getting confused now. Now look at that kill count hopefully rising. The enemy does have a respectable amount of shields and the like, so it does make it a little bit harder to get good archer kills, but what can you do? What can you do? We still have more archers ready to fire at the enemy as well. That concentrate fire is really working out nicely for us. Let's see, now we're starting to unleash these guys. Let's see you. I would love for each of these guys to be at 100 kills or more, but it looks like our nice archers are unfortunately not getting the amount of kills I want. What is nice is that the enemies are not quite moving into melee. However, they do have lots of javelins that they're preparing to throw at us, which is not going to be very pretty for our hoplites. I can just hope that our archers are helping to make up for this fact. Yeah, Greek archers, though, aren't very strong, so... Oof. I'm going to start migrating these guys around the flank. Once the enemy's like invested in earnest, that's when I can really start sending my flanking forces. Right now, the enemy is such a giant blob that if I send in a cavalry to flank them, they're probably just going to get churned around on, if you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know if I should really get too invested right now, but I'm going to have to do it. Or else I'm not making use of my cav advantage in the slightest. Yeah, that unit's pretty whipped right now. We have to be very careful once again because of our own defenses now. I feel like the enemy has this unit moving about. That must have maybe broken, came back. I'm going to walk around those spikes real fast. I'm going to then have them get over there. Alright. How's it looking over here on this flank? You guys seem to be doing okay now. The enemy is now moved into melee. Oh no. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected to happen. Even if I didn't quite want it to go that way, it's what I expected to happen. On the bright side, though, this enemy was going to break. I got a nice rear charge off. Broken. These guys are now firing into the enemy's flanks with their archers. Not a significant amount of damage, but it is some damage. Hiccup, sorry. There's no caltrops, so he looks at the enemy. He's not yet turned around. We're going to get our general to start firing into their behinds. I would like to make sure those guys do not come back if I can help it. Yeah, they got their bows out. Perfect, and they're firing. This episode's probably going to be a long one just because there's so many enemies to just punch through. Oops, you guys are supposed to be over here, not over here. Yeah, this thin line of hoplites, I've got a significant amount of kills, but they are pretty bloody. Are these guys broken yet? I mean, they're broken. Maybe they've been shattered yet? That's what I'm concerned about right now. Which is the only reason why I've dedicated those guys to start chasing. The enemy has not started moving their troops out of this choke point. Which means we are about good to start trying to rear charge the enemy. Just start doing our cycle charges. What's your command range, General? Alright. I'm gonna start pulling you guys out now. Just need to be careful of those staves. Alright, the general's starting to get locked in, so now we're pulling him out. I'm also gonna rally just to make sure that they keep up that morale. It does appear that this enemy missile unit is trying to give chase. We might as well give them something fun. How are you looking over here? Good, you chased them off. They're officially shattered. Let's get you into the fray. So again, this is going to be a little bit harder than I would like. Now spearmen are getting involved, so let's fall back again. Come on, you. And we're completely out of archer ammunition now, which means now it's entirely up to Brawn to see this battle through. I'm gonna start getting my general involved right there. These guys looks like they finished their charge, so I'm gonna pull them back out. Looks like that unit of spears is doing what one thing that I was worried was gonna happen, but I'm not surprised it's happening. Make sure those guys don't come back, please. But on the bright side, if they choose to go down this path, then they're going to have a bad time. Looks like they're not fully formed up yet. I'm going to fall back my general now. He's doing a good job holding the battle lines. Good charge, good sort of. They're not even turning around to fight back, so I mean, what am I really to say there? But now they're starting to pull into the fight, so we're gonna fall back. Continue the cycle charges. Yeah, okay, good. You didn't tell me my general was dead when he barely lost 6 men. I was worried about that for a second. Alright, those guys are broken. You guys can start walking back. Honestly, you guys have been doing a lot of running around. You need to make sure you're in tip-top shape for the battle. Yeah, this is a very weakened spear unit, so, but still it is a spear unit, which means we would ideally not charge them while they're braced, which is why I'm trying to cycle charge them and wait before they can get reform their lines. Perfect, they're now engaged in melee with my militia troops over here, which means that I'm going to, honestly, I have an idea what I'm going to use you guys for. Perfect idea. I like it. I like it a lot. My general's starting to get some damage on him. Let's see. What's the situation like over here? Looks like our hoplites are still holding strong. Alright, come on, boys. Perfect, we just broke that unit of spears. Shatter them even, because I don't see their banner coming back. Once I break this guy, I might honestly just start murder. Why is my cav not there to murder them? Even though I told them to do that a while back. You, attack. What are you doing? You're not. You're clearly not engaged in battle, or else I wouldn't be telling you to murder people when that's your job. But for some reason, you don't think it's your job, and you don't think it's worth trying to do properly. But you know, I'm. What am I to say? I'm just your general. Malakas. Big flank, big flank. Boom, shakalaka, right into the behind. Alright, that should hopefully have broken those two units. I'm going to fall back there. I want to get my Thracians in the mix, but I'm worried about getting them involved too early. Well, this is probably the best time to get them involved, as if it was those guys trying to charge at my guys. Perfect. We've broken this guy. We just need to shatter him, and I'm going to get group 2 in all of its glory. I'm going to start moving them over here. No, out here. Not over. Not there. Oh, wait. Somebody is in this group who's not supposed to be in this group. You are the one who's not supposed to be in this group. That's why you think that's a good idea. That's why you think it's a good idea. Okay, you flank over here. Everyone else, right there. Where's that cav? Over there. Perfect. You can come back out. My Thracians are now kind of in a bit of an awkward situation where they're in a battle against units stronger than they are, with honestly no hope of victory. Not even sure a good charge will do it in. Be very careful around spikes, good sirs. It's a bit dangerous. Good, everyone got hit by the rally. I'm going to pull it back my general now. Okay, I'm going to start speeding this battle up slightly from the fast forward mode. Just because it's going to be a very long battle. I can tell. Just because of the fact that how much, just the sheer amount of bodies we have to chew through and just defeat. I'd rather not have the video go too crazy long, just because of these filthy Romans and their desire to throw infinitesimal amount of bodies at me. Yeah, Thracians are going to break, but there's honestly nothing I could do about it. Pulling you back. Alright, charge them, boys, while they're not expecting you. They try and charge a different horse unit, or at least chase after them. I pull back the general first. Pull back the other one second, since the other one seems to be a little less dug in than my general is. My Thracians did a pretty decent job of it, but unit is losing decisively. That's good to see. That unit's breaking. You guys are holding strong. I'm surprised about how well some of these units are holding, considering, look how that guy is still steady despite everything. But you're both in good health. You guys are doing just fine. Yeah, this entire battle is just me trying to rear charge the enemy, make sure my cav don't get too invested so as to be caught off guard. The enemy are tiring themselves out somewhat, but there's honestly so many of them that sometimes there's not even a single unit who's actually engaged in the melee. So it's honestly helping them in that respect, at least. That's, you know, very light infantry, which means they're going to get quite crushed by a good cav charge here. Yeah, they're not even looks like they'll brace the last minute. And yep, that's going to be another unit breaking. Ooh, looks like another one breaking. If we can just keep up the pressure. Perfect, that one's shattered. I'm going to fall back these two units here now. The reason I brought these guys around here is, one, I can potentially make use of them in the fight, but I honestly, the main reason I took them out, put them here, is hopefully they can maybe remove the spikes for me. But it looks like that's not the case. They're just going to basically be the ones who mark the spikes for me so I don't forget that it exists. That's basically what their job is going to be. Oh, well, there goes that idea of having them be the cleanup job, doing the cleanup for me. Oof, we have archers remaining. Looks like some of these legionnaires have actually broken through my weakened hoplite line. The enemy general is dead. I assume another one is dead, which means that they are not doing so hot. Legionnaires. Looks like we may have had a unit break, or is that one of theirs breaking? Yep, we just lost our first line of hoplites, so we need to start engaging our second line of hoplites. This one's still holding strong, but this one over here that was very, very weak is finally broken. So we're moving these guys in now. I need you guys right there. Even if it means you guys taking some initial losses, I need you right there. These boss friend guys are pretty tough too, so I'm not expecting them to go down without a fight. We'll move up the further reinforcements up. But you're all the reinforcements I got right now. If I'm being entirely honest with you, buckos. Alright. Thracians, we're going to keep you over here because flanking with you guys has turned out not to be too useful for me. But it was worth a try. Actually, I'm going to have these guys make sure these guys stay gone. It looks like you're fresh, so I'm going to send you guys to attack. You're doing just fine. These guys are holding surprisingly well and got a few kills of their own. Very proud of them. You guys are doing great, even against Legionnaires. I expect you guys to struggle, but 'tis just the way things go. My Thracians, I actually kind of would prefer them right here. I'm going to move these guys here. I'm going to move these archers out a little bit. These guys basically be kind of like if I have to force, basically. Alright, these guys are broken. We're going to bring you guys back into the fray. Perfect. Get you guys out of the melee now before it gets too tough. I just realized that this is actually separate group of units, so I'm going to adjust the groupings accordingly. You're active and you're fresh, so you're still good for recycle charges and all that jazz. Alright, looks like they've rested, they've recovered. We're going to bomb rush them again before they get too uppity. What's the situation over here looking like? You guys are still holding strong, even a thin, long line. My basic hoplite line is starting to waver, so we'll need to keep an eye on that situation. So I'm going to move these guys a little bit more like that. As these guys are charging, I'm going to start pulling these guys back now. Baggage train's not really going to be able to do anything, so I'm just going to leave it over here. Maybe I'll move the baggage train right there. Just in case. Looks like another unit breaking due to the cycle charging we're doing. Looks like you guys are almost in position. We're going to keep the general embedded for a little bit longer. Now we can't afford you guys to start breaking positions, so we're going to start guard moding now. Just that we guys don't break the formation too badly. Alright, let's get you buckaroos involved while I start pulling my general out. Come on, yeah. General's very susceptible. Is very weak right now, but that was not the ideal way those two would have charged together, but it will hit those legionnaires in the back, maybe prompting a flank. That's a shattered. That's actually a health unit that's grabbed one of my general's bodyguards, so we need to keep falling back. So this pullback might need to be a bit further than usual. I'm going to pull you guys out now, because I need you guys not to die. And you guys are more of a charging cav, not a melee cav. The general's ready and to finish off that one legionnaire unit. Perfect. It's broken. Now we just need to shatter it. Ooh, that light infantry is broken, but not shattered. Let's get you guys in that fight. We're going to use this unit of cav here to chase down that broken unit. Make sure it stays dead. You guys are actually not going to come back at all, are you? How's the Legionnaires doing? Their combat's even. Not ideal, but it is against cav, so it makes sense, I guess. I'm gonna start having my general just chase those guys down for cleanup duty. Oh, my general's not gonna do something stupid, like charge right back in the fight I want him out of. Wouldn't surprise me though, if I'm being honest. I just chase those guys down. Make sure they don't get any funny ideas about returning to the battlefield if possible. You guys, sharp time to pull out. Yeah, the unit's pretty weakened by now, but that's okay. Looks like our lines have been pushed back to the point where these guys might actually get involved in a little bit of a melee. Which is not ideal because I want them fresh when the battle starts, but I think we can do about it. Keep it up, General. Keep it up. Yeah, keep deleting those boys. And we got a few of these guys, but not enough for them to make it so they're completely gone. Let's see, that unit's doing fine. Okay. We're good to go. We're good to go. The Corps Prima is in the back. We've reached them now. Men flee the field of battle. Who just fled the field of battle? Probably another one of our militias. Looks like it. That looks like it. That's who it is. Alright, General. Looks like that unit's been shattered. General, why are you pretending like they've been, like I haven't ordered you to do something? Some people just don't know who's in charge. Another weak unit just broke on the enemy side. Yep, looks like the Greek phalanx in the center are the ones who are falling now. So I'm starting to engage these guys in you. Will this allow you to push? Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to push them forward so that way they form a one united flank with the rest of them. Yeah, we looks like we just need one more and we'll be in a good spot. Perfect. I guess that'll have to do. There we go. We're in. Alright, that's the best we can hope for now. We need... I feel like the next place that's going to break in our line is going to be right there, but we already have the Thracians there. So the next follow-up is going to be right here. Let me see what the situation is now. We got you guys finished cleaning up. You guys have finished cleaning up. Our general's going to have to delete that threat. Actually, I'd rather have you do it. Let's get our cycle chargers to keep going back in there. Yeah, that's why I wanted you, General, to chase down that Legionnaire unit, but what did you say? You said, no, I'm the General. I don't need to listen to you, all-knowing voice of God. Some people. Alright, looks like we are wiping at the floor with another unit about to break. Go, oh, Primas, come on. You can do it, boys. Break that unit. Break him. Show him who's boss. Yes, I think it just broke. Alright. That or he stabilized. Either way, that means the rear charge has done everything it can. The Primas are back, but looks like we did successfully break this one. A Praetorium. Marian Praetorians. That's a good unit to break. I'm gonna have my general focus on wiping those guys out while I get these guys back into position to try and start flanking. Yep. As I suspected, this one's about to break next. So that's why we have a unit of heavy Bosphorine spears right behind them to assist in maintaining this flank. We're slowly but surely chipping on these enemies. Slowly but surely. Yeah, they're still tired. My general's still fresh. I'm surprised, honestly, about that. Alright. You guys are active, ready to charge. There's still some pre-caps. Like, hidden units have been discovered. Who's been hidden? I guess my general, I think, actually was considered hidden for a moment there. Yeah, it looks like these Praetorians. Wow, you scrubs are about to get wrecked by my general, who's got a clean up house. You're still tired, so I need you guys to rest a bit more. Running around chasing after no good enemies who are broken, you know, kind of. All right, let's wait a moment, see if those guys break. Because if they break, perfect. If not, then we'll just have to go back in and try again. Good, one down. 2 down, 3 down, maybe 4th and a 5th. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, one stabilized. The other one, yeah, they both stabilized. All right, time to pull out. We've done everything we can, boys. Let's see. You do not want your pull game to be weak if you're going to be my cycle chargers. All right, send in the dogs. Send in the dogs. Alright, they're rested. You need to keep charging those boys, General. I'm gonna keep these guys chasing after these weakened troops. The dogs have been officially unleashed on the enemy, though. Looks like the enemy were starting to turn towards them as the dogs charged in. But they're not doing too much to fight back yet, which means hopefully these dogs are... 30 kills. These guys are mounting on their kills right now. The Romans are not doing a good job fighting back. This has definitely been a valuable unleashing of the Hounds. Whoa. Keep it up, General. Keep it up. We need to make sure those guys do not come back. We cannot afford for our boys to be caught flat-footed like this. It looks like the Hounds are still going in. 90 kills on the Hounds. That was a great release of the hounds then. We need to keep pushing with our boys. Make sure that the enemy's not entirely focusing on our other boys right now. Keep up the battle there. Keep them out. Keep them weak. Keep them dead. We definitely want those cohorts prima to be what can continue to be wiped out. Those Praetorians definitely are. Another one of our boys are about to break, but I think we're going to be okay. The dogs are still attacking the enemy's backs. Perfect. Look at those boys. Look, 170 kills on the good boys. Oh, I love to see it. Love to see it. Look at that. The enemy is basically whipped. Yeah, they're about to break due to army losses. Victory is ours. We need to keep pushing though. We cannot let the enemy just run away after this battle. We need to keep chasing them. We need to slaughter them. We need to make it so these Romans cannot even think about trying to fight us again. Those dogs had 200 kills before the battle ended, and now they're even going up even further as they're helping chase down the Roman dogs. The good boys taking out the dogs. So group 2, you guys did a good job being intimidating for the end for us. So you're promoted to killing people duty. Did a good job holding when you needed to. Now we just need to basically eliminate all chance of these Romans making a good comeback. Thankfully, helpful that the AI wasn't very smart with their tactics. Their big blob basically just meant that we got a lot of archer fire on them. Not a crazy amount of kills from our archers, but I guess they do have good shields. But our phalanxes are really good at just holding the choke points. We held 1 choke point, we had 2 choke points. When I realized we didn't need to hold more than 2 choke points, we were able to just focus on 1 choke point and just begin knockdown drag off fight where I just rear charge the enemy. And whenever they tried reacting to what I was doing, I was like, okay, we'll pull back out. We're faster than you. You can't really chase us down. So that part of you is not going to be a threat, but... Are the good boys still chasing them? Good boys, you're doing a great job. Look at how many good boys are still left. 44 out of 88. These guys, 419 kills. These good boys are doing a great job at chasing down these Romans. Looks like you can somewhat change the direction of the dogs if they don't have any targets. Once they have a target, they just keep going after them, it looks like. Yeah, these guys paid for themselves with that last little charge. I think if I didn't hold them back into that lane in the game, I think they wouldn't have gotten as much of an impact. So I'm quite glad I held them in. Alright. I think that's victory. Look at all this bloodbath here. Oh my. Yeah, the enemy deployed more than twice our numbers. But we lost only 833 men. They lost 4,923. They lost more than twice our number. Well, not more than twice the number, but they almost twice our number. They lost. They killed only 825 of us. Apparently we killed 8 of our own, but oh well. And apparently they may have killed like 50 of their own, but it's fine. We did it. Look at our Cav, 832 kills, 383 kills. That is impressive. We held Antheia. I was a little bit worried that was going to be a Pyrrhic victory right there, but look at this. This entire army is destroyed. This army is almost entirely destroyed. I'm surprised that's not considered destroyed. Look at that. This was a staggering victory. Slave the captives. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. If you guys stuck through that battle because you were excited as I was to see how that was going to turn out, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button because I surely deserved it if you guys are still sticking around after that tough battle against 2 whole legions of Romans. There's a third one on the way. That's one thing I'm really concerned about, is the fact that there's 3. I killed 2 of them. There's still that third one. It's kind of reminded me a little bit of my Roman campaign once, where I basically I've got a foothold in Greece, and I just kept getting army after army of Greeks attacking me. I had 5, I killed like 4 or 5 armies. And then I'm like, okay, surely Greece is done throwing armies at me. Only to find out there's another 2 full stacks entering my territory. At that point, I'm like, I'm out. Screw Greece. I'm out. And I pulled back what remains because it was 1 army defeating all these guys in 1 territory. And I was like, screw it, I'm out of here. Looks like we're having some food problems, but that's okay. We'll just need to work on it. Boy, these Roman impersonators, they're ready to push. I'm definitely going to focus on... Iconian has been taken along with Side. But yeah, I think we're going to do... I'm going to sack, not capture. Like, I could be a very horrible ally, and I could let Cappadocia be conquered by Rome. And, like, you know, if I'll just fall back and be like, you know what, you can have it. But I am not a bad ally. I do not want to see Pergamon wiped out just because it's convenient for me. I'm going to take on Rome. I'm going to just raise the territories and let Pergamon keep. And let Pergamon reclaim it if they can. I mean, they do have armies that they're rebuilding. Oh. I don't know. I'm just super tempted to take it for myself, but I don't know. Pergamon does need a power base. I mean, Pergamon could retake Ephesus and Pessinus, and that would kind of still leave them with Antheia as their primary territory. And I can just take the center, Iconian. Like, I might raise Pessinus and maybe let the Roman armies here in Italica. Oh, if it's really tempting to just let Antheia, let the Pergamons fall and just take their territory. For myself. But, oh, it's tempting, man. Alright. So the list here in history, we're going to read that before we earl over. While you guys are reading through this, and I'm scrolling through it slowly but surely. Thank you guys so much for watching that. Oof. That battle, I felt like I had to be engaged the whole time. I don't know how well my commentary was during that whole battle, but dang was I focused on it. Alright. Take care, everybody. Have a good day, night, evening, wherever you guys may be. And I will see you guys next time. If this dang remote switches, I'm just gonna have to there we go. I'm just gonna have to press the button myself. Alright. There we go.